point where you can have a look at the spread of signatures around the system. You can see that the signatures here are fairly evenly spread among the planets, so we're going to have to move probably to most of the planets here to find these signatures. Okay, so I've got my list and I'm going to do exactly the same as I did in Pub. I'm going to knock it all the way down to 4AU. And to start with, I'm going to go for that outer planet. Now when you bring your probes down to 4AU, don't worry if, like is the case here, there's a couple of signatures that look like they're outside of the 4AU range. This is normally not the case. It just happens that with the 32AU probes there's often a lot of deviation, so the SIGs can be all over the place. You see I've actually picked up 2 signatures here, but we need to narrow them down to just to have 4 hits on them each. So there you go, I've found a grav site and a LiDAR site already. So that's taken me just 3 scans, that has. Did the 32 and I've done 2 4AU scans, and it's meant that I've only had to move the outside probes. I've only had to move them once so far, and I've already found 2 signatures. So I tick them off the list, and I've moved now more towards the centre. Okay, I've got another grav site and a LiDAR site as well. So I've ordered them by signal strength now, so I can see which are the top ones, and I can tick them off the list as well. So 4 down already, we're doing quite well. Now I'm just flicking through the SIGs, seeing what's out there, and choosing which to go to. I'm actually going for this particular signature. It's not the highest on the list, but it requires the least extra probes to be able to find it, so I thought I'd go for that one first. And there you go, I've found it now, and it's a wormhole. And it's at 38 signal strength, so I felt this was a good time to drop 2 entire levels. So drop 2 entire levels, centre it on the wormhole, and hopefully I'll be able to find it with the next scan. So really that's just to speed up the process really, so I don't have to do extra scans. And there we go, I've got it to 100%. So I'm warping in at, I think it was either 20 or 30 here. The reason for that is I don't intend to jump through. I've got plenty more scanning to do in this system, so there's no point warping in at 0. If I warp in at 20 or 30 I can remain cloaked and carry on scanning. You can also carry on scanning while you're warping as well. There we go, the wormhole's just appeared, and we can see from the info that it's a nullsec. So put in the day, put in the time, and this will be C5A to nullsec. And once that's done I can carry on scanning. If I've got time after I've scanned this system I might head through, just jump through and get the other side, get a bookmark of the other side, and identify the system. Meanwhile, I've found another wormhole as well. This one's at 37% already, so I'm happy to drop 2 entire levels to find this one as well. So all the way from 4 AU down to 1 AU. And there we go, it worked again. I've got 100% on that. So I've warped in at 30 this time, and I can tick that off the list and ignore that signature again. Now I've got to replace my 4 AU probes again. It's always a good idea when you do these 4 AU scans just to look at all the available signatures that have come up and see which one you're going to head towards next. This wormhole that I've just found is another nullsec, so I'm going to label this nullsec 2 just so I don't get confused. I'll also make a note of that on my list as well. You'll notice again with that signature I didn't move my probes to the centre of that circle, I moved them to the far edge. Now I need 2 more probes to pick up this signal because I got the red circle there. Now I just need 1 more probe to pick them up, but you'll notice when I look at them now they're very far apart vertically, and they're at the absolute edge of my probe's range there. They're quite far apart, so I'm not sure whether I'll actually pick up. No, I don't. Look at that. I've got the red circle again. Now that's a bit of a problem. That's probably the only problem with this scanning pattern, that if signatures are a great distance vertically from the plane of the planets, it's sometimes a little bit hard to pick them up. So with this one I've had to go up to 8 AU just to get all 4 probes to hit it, just so I know where it is. It so happens that this particular signature was below the plane of the planets. So every now and again you might have to raise your probes to be more than 4 AU, just so you can get an initial hit on the signature, and then you can start dropping levels again. That 4 AU scan gave me 56, so I've dropped all the way down to 1, and it's yet another wormhole. So this is a very busy system. I've got my warp in again, so I can cross that off the list, ignore that signature, and go back to 4 AU again. After a while doing this, you'll find it just works like clockwork. I'm now moving to a planet that's slightly further out from the centre.